Hey everyone, it's Miranda. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, for the first time, why don't you subscribe, become the newest member of the Slashed Squad. Today is the second and hopefully final part of my journey to pink pastel hair. So last time I took you with me to the Bombshell Beauty Lounge in downtown Las Vegas. We visited Brittany. We put lightener in my hair. It didn't lighten as high as we wanted, so we just put in a fun purple and called it a day. Doing this in parts will help preserve the integrity of my hair, make sure we don't do too much damage to it. So I definitely was on board for a two-part process. I love how it looked coming out of the salon. It had a very cool, like, peachy purple ombre look to it. Now here's where we're at after everything has faded. We definitely have some of the orange coming through from the bleaching process, though it is a little bit more neutralized because there was purple over it. And then kind of down in my underbrush, we have more of that purple that faded to this really cool pink color. And it's funny because this pink color is kind of what I wanted in the first place. So the plan is we're gonna go back, we're going to lighten again to get it to a more brighter blonde and hopefully bring the ombre up a little bit as well, because the original game plan, I know we had 3 in the last video, the original game plan was to have the ombre start between like the brow and the cheekbone area, so that way it can grow out and I don't have to feel pressure to touch it up often. And hopefully we're able to finish this thing today. So I'm running late, so let's head over to the Bombshell Beauty Lounge. Alright guys, we are back at Bombshell Beauty Lounge here with Brittany again. So here's how my hair faded out. What do you think? What do you think about the point we're at now, and are we ready for phase 2?
I mean, absolutely. I feel like your hair feels good. I feel like there wasn't a lot of damage done.
What were you expecting it to fade out to?
You know, it's funny with hair because behind my chair what I've seen is sometimes what you expect isn't always what you get. Everybody's different. Everybody's DNA is different and how their hair processes is different. I didn't expect it to wash out as warm.
That's what I was thinking too, because I know we put the purple in to kind of help neutralize it a little bit, and I felt like it still stayed warm. And I don't know if that was because we did end up putting the pink in to that purple, because as you can see, some of the purple actually faded into...
It's like a rose gold.
A rose gold, which is where I wanted to be anyway.
Right.
So I think that plus how warm my hair lifted to in the first place probably
absolutely
contributed
so that
to
color
that.
Combination, because you were very warm to start out with.
Starting from here though, do you think we'll be able to lift to more of what we were having as a goal?
So my plan of attack today, although more tedious, and just so your fans know, a little bit more costly. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the same process I did last time of hand painting your ends, but I'm also going to throw some foils in there because in the picture that you showed me, she had definitely a dimensional look to it.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about it. So we got to lightening. So the foiling process all in all took about 3 hours because I have such thick hair. And when Brittany mentioned that this is a more costly route, this kind of process is usually being charged by the hour. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now Brittany did take the ombre up higher, and she was adding in some highlights at the top with the intention that those would be little pops of pink.
Alright, so phase 2 initiating. So yeah, so like I said at the bowl, what you're going to experience is a little bit of breakage. That's just
Normal.
with the normal. We just lifted you twice. I have to teach you to brush the right way.
Yes, please.
So paddle brush or wet brush.
I love the wet
old
brush.
school.
Okay, you're
like
a paddle
that.
brush. Okay.
I'm a paddle brusher. So instead of brushing this way, this pushes tangles in. This combs them out. This, if you go beneath the tangle and you work your way up, you won't have any problems. If you're raking at it, you're gonna see a lot of breakage.
Right, okay.
And I know a lot of women do. I do it too. I'm pretty rough on my head, but if you're careful with it, it's careful with you.
So my ends definitely took a beating after the second process, and Brittany suggested that we cut off about 2 inches from the bottom just to give it a more healthy appearance. So I was totally on board. I had extra hair to spare, and it's about to be summer anyway, so I was fine with it. So she went ahead and cut my hair and also took some split ends off of my layers. So here's how my hair looked like after that second session of lightening. We got a really nice blonde at the bottom. That's about a level 9. And then up near the top, it is definitely a little bit more warm, and that's because that part wasn't lightened before. So we had a good gradient going though, so now it was time to put in the color. We decided to go with Guy Tang's My Identity hair color line in the shade Amber Rose, which was gorgeous in all the photos that I saw online. So we started putting that in the front, and then we ran out of dye because I have such thick hair. So Brittany actually mixed a dupe of it to apply to most of like the underbrush areas and in back. And then we played the waiting game, letting the dye sit in. Now, I was actually kind of getting nervous in the chair because the dye was looking really dark as it was developing. So I tried to keep my cool, but because of that, I was not expecting how it turned out.
Sometimes what you expect isn't always what you get. Everybody's different. Everybody's DNA is different, and how their hair process is different.
Ready to see what it looks like now? Whoa! Really different. This is a very big transformation for me. I don't think I've had this big of a hair change since like middle school. So I think I might have mentioned in the video, we did use the Guy Tang My Identity color line in Amber Rose. Now I will admit, this definitely came out more peachy and amber than it did rose. So as you can see, Brittany brought the color up a lot higher, so that way I have more room to let it grow out. So when it was just bleached, we were at a level 7, 8, and then 9. And if you're confused about what I'm talking about, levels mean the brightness of your hair. So like 0 or 1, I think, is like black, and then it goes up and up and up, and 10 is like really, really bright platinum blonde. So that's where we were at before we put in the pink, and then this is what we ended up with. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because that's what this video is all about. The night I came home from the salon, I wasn't feeling it. Just because I had this vision in my head of what it should look like after session 2, and I definitely wanted a little bit more rosy tones, and we did end up with some of that at the bottom. We got more of that pink, but we had a lot of golden peachiness up here. I feel like the hair on top and the highlights that were put in didn't kind of grab onto that color as well. So I was just not in a good place for a couple days. I'm gonna be completely honest. I basically did what I preached other people shouldn't do, and I just got so pigeonholed on what my hair should look like, not taking into account that my hair acts differently than the next person's hair, and so, you know, this is what we got. But after a few days, it's been growing on me, I have to admit. I did get mixed reviews from people in real life though. There are some people who liked the purple from before, there's some people who love this. I think it's actually a really cool like sunset looking vibe for summer. So while it wasn't what I had in mind originally, which was more of like a cooler pink, I'm not so mad at it anymore. Also, Brittany's done an incredible job keeping my hair healthy throughout all of the bleaching and coloring. As you saw, we did have to take 2 inches off the bottom, and then she went through and took some split ends off of my layers. My hair still feels very strong. I'm not experiencing a lot of breakage when I brush. So here's a closer look at the color. So as you can see, it's definitely like golden peach up at the top, but then we do fade into a more rosy tone down at the bottom, which is where the hair was lightened the most, obviously. And then in back also, I feel like we got a lot more of the pink in there, like it kind of held on a little better. Now here's the thing, because we ended up going with such a dusty color, I know that this isn't going to last me a very long time at all. I have not washed my hair since going to the salon, so this is still almost exactly how it was when I left, but I know that even one wash is going to significantly mute this out. So here's the deal, I've been going back and forth about whether I should put more pink in as this fades, because let's be honest, this wasn't the original goal, this shade. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I can put more pink in, but I'm kind of afraid to. We've already lightened my hair so much, and I really don't want to process it again because I don't want to lose the health we were able to maintain. And I don't think it's lifted right now to get that pastel pink that was my like original idea. So I may go rogue I can hear Brad Mondo quaking. I'm thinking of putting in a cooler color at home over this to maybe get more of a mauve or just something less warm. So I ordered Overtone in Vibrant Purple. If you don't know what it is, Overtone is actually a deep conditioning treatment that deposits color on lightened or just naturally light hair. And we're gonna see how that looks when applied over this once it's a little bit faded. For now, I'm gonna rock this shade. The next time you see me, who knows what the color will be, really. So I'm gonna open Overtone for the first time. Oh my God. I'm really nervous putting this in my hair. I have all the Overtone in my hair, and I mean all of it.